I've got some lakefront real estate out here in Minnesota. I'm going to walk through this property with you here today. My name is McLaughlin of Wilco Land. What we do is we focus on land, and that's our specialty and that's our niche. So in this video, I'm going to cover a lot of common questions and FAQs. I'm going to show you what the property looks like on satellite imagery. I want to get started with a quick disclaimer. This is not legal advice. It's not real estate advice. This is me simply sharing my thoughts and opinions with you here today through my 10 plus years experience and my time in the industry. So I think this property is going to offer some really awesome lake views. The first thing I want to do is give you an opportunity to look at the property location on a map here. This is Minneapolis, Minnesota, Detroit Lakes, Brainerd, Minnesota. This is a really popular vacation area. And then you're just west of like the Brainerd area, right? If you're looking for a much more affordable part of Minnesota, when you get over into Brainerd, it gets really expensive. There's a lot of vacations, bachelor parties, things like that. There's a lot of people, a lot of stuff going on, golf courses, company retreats and stuff like that in Brainerd. But this is a quiet little community, Sylvan Shores. They've got a campground. Your guests can bring their RVs and campers. Heck, you can own this land and use their campground, right? You don't necessarily need to build to take advantage of the access to Turtle Lake, the access to this lake chain system here for recreation, fishing, taking time with your kids. I think that's a big selling point to the property is they do have access to a clubhouse and outdoor area. They've got access to a campground. I'll talk more about that throughout the video. And not only that is we're going to offer one of the most affordable waterfront properties in the area, right? So we've got this thing priced to sell. That's how we operate, right? We're in the business of moving land. So if you are interested in something like that, get with us and we can talk about it a little bit more in depth. But yeah, without getting too much into the location here, I want to pull it up on Google Earth. You've got a slight downslope down to the water, so you are going to have really nice views of the water from this property right here. You can see two people have built on almost identical properties, and this guy's got a dock out to the water. So I think those give you a really good idea what you can do. They've got detached garages, it looks like, or guest homes on these properties. It looks like this person has a dock too that they put in. It's just not in right now with this satellite imagery. So you can see that here, and somebody's built down here in the woods as well. So this is our property, definitely buildable. Talking about utilities here, the area doesn't have a central water and sewer system, so you're installing a well, installing a septic system. Power is going to be no issue, right? Probably the nearest connection to power is probably somewhere along this road on Ottawa Drive. And you do have some people that have built up here as well. So you can see that there are some homes in the neighborhood. Taking a peek at that, you can see some of these properties. There's a lot of people who have actually built on Turtle Lake on this shoreline here. This is Turtle Lake public access site. So you can take a peek there. You're going to have your own private access here. But yeah, I mean, this is a cool part of the country. Turtle Lake has some imagery here. This is what it looks like. If you guys are interested in buying something sight unseen, you can learn a lot from the comfort of your computer. What does it tell me that everybody's built on Turtle Lake? Turtle Lake is the best lake in the area. And I know that from talking to some folks too. People aren't building on these smaller lakes as much, right? Turtle Lake is the lake that you want to be on. It's a prime lake in this little subdivision and community. Fawn Lake is pretty good up here too. This is going to be your clubhouse, right? That you can access and swimming pool from Sylvan Shores. And then they have a dock down here. I think we pulled up that campground too somewhere. When we were looking earlier, this is Sylvan Shores Campground. So you or your guests can take access to the campground being a landowner out here, right? There might even be some Google Street Views down here by the campground. Nope, not quite. But yeah, you've got a big campground here you can use that's pretty close to your property. So I think those are all pretty awesome benefits that this land offers. Going through this listing a little bit more, it is lakefront property, right? That's going to be a huge aspect to this. There are year-round amenities, including a clubhouse, swimming pool, campground, and access to 3 additional lakes. Roads are plowed and maintained for 4-season access. Like I said, I think this presents a great opportunity to own lakefront real estate at an extremely big discount. And I'll talk about, I'll go through the market at the end of this video and we'll talk about what other listings are going for. Again, this is Todd County, Minnesota. If you're interested in learning more about the zoning, you can go ahead and click the county website right here. Let you do that on your own. It is part of Sylvan Shores Property Owners Association. It's an annual fee, $120. That's not much at all for the maintenance of this area. And you can hop on their website and look a little bit more about it. They've got member info. They've got covenants and bylaws right here. You can read more about it. Like I said, we can look at a lot of those properties. They have detached garages. They have accessory structures and things like that. It's a very non-invasive, HOA. You can read more about the clubhouse, the campground, Fawn Lake Beach. You can click into that. You can see some of the photos of the area. So like I said, there's a lot you can learn about these areas, and you can use these amenities. Being a landowner, what's awesome about this is you can use these amenities immediately. You don't have to build to take advantage of this land investment. Here's their campground, right? A nice campground as well too. Okay. So I wanted to show you that. You guys can play around on this HOA's website as much as you want. There's other listings for sale and things like that too. Let's get into this a little bit more. We talked about utilities. Power is available. You're going to need to get well and septic installed. Looking at a map, everybody's been able to do that, right? There should be no reason you can't contact a local septic company, a local well driller, and get that installed and start developing on your property. Whether you're looking at this property or another piece of vacant land, you're going to need to go through that process unless you want to be part of something that has a central system that you can use, which is going to come with a different price, obviously. So let's talk a little bit more about the market. Before we do that, anybody who wants a view, I just want to lay this out there. Just simply use the GPS coordinates to go access a property. All you have to do is copy and paste them. My favorite app is going to be Onyx Hunts. You drop it right in here. You can see the property outlined just like this. You can see the neighboring properties. You can see who the owners are. Again, this has some pretty good imagery showing what the neighbors are up to. And you can see they've got a dock down into the water as well. So talking about this, area, I do want to say you can see the neighboring property is listed for $46,000, and it's got the same photo as ours, same views as ours, right? But we're $12,000 below that, and we're always open to offers. So we are in the business of moving land fast. How do you do that in today's market? You have to offer a really attractive price to folks. You could buy an acre and a third that's lakefront for $60,000. Man, our $30-something thousand price is looking pretty good. You could buy a home for $320,000, right? So that's some lakefront real estate directly out here. Here's 1.5 acres for $35,000, right? This is on a different lake. I think less desirable piece of land in my professional opinion. I can even probably pull the property up. If this is it, that's not a super desirable property, that long little skinny thing. And it looks like it is it, right? You've got this long little skinny thing along the road. I just don't know how attractive that's going to be to people. Yeah, it is. So, right, you've got this tight little thing along highway, like a main road. How desirable is that going to be? I'm just uncertain about that. Our lot's really nice being at the end of this road here like that, a really private setup, and you can see other people have built. And again, you're on Turtle Lake, which is going to be the most sought after lake in the area. If you're looking for other lakefront properties, I don't think these are pinned accurately, right? This is kind of a swamp thing. Here's one for $20,000, kind of a quirky property too, quite a bit smaller on a smaller lake. So like I said, if you're interested in buying something like this, maybe we'll even match something like that, right? Here's $60,000 on Fawn Lake. So as you zoom out, you're gonna get some pretty expensive real estate. If you're talking lakefront stuff, here's $100,000 for 0.75. So like I said, this little pocket of Sylvan Shores offers a really affordable opportunity, whether it's a long-term land investment or something you just want to use, have access to the campground, to the lakes, and build someday down the road. I think those are all really good ideas for this type of land investment. So yeah, give us a call if you have any questions. I do have other listings on our website. We actually buy and sell all over the United States. In Minnesota specifically, we'll have some more land investments coming soon, but take a peek at the website. If you're in the market, give us a call. We're happy to match some of these prices that I'm seeing out there. You can reach us here at 605-299-5553. Thanks for tuning in.